Hello everyone, what you see in front of you is the 2014 high-level perspective question from the exam papers. So before I proceed on, I'm going to talk a little bit about the actual marking scheme of these questions. Like I said, it's from Section A. Section A, you're given 4 short questions. You must answer 3, and the actual questions are marked or answered on the page that's given to you. So this question in particular is worth 20 marks. And you can see that we have part A, B, and C. So part A is worth 3 marks, part B is worth 14 marks, and part C is worth 3 marks. So that's what it all adds up to. So before I proceed on, it's very important that we actually put or label some of the lines on this. So you can see that some things are already marked for us. So for example, here we have our picture plane. Here we have our vanishing point 1. And here we have a line that has no label on it. This is actually known as the ground line. So I'm going to write in GL there. GL, that's the ground line. And the line here is our horizon line. So HL there, like that. So now part A of the question asks us the position of one of the vanishing points VP2 is shown. Locate the other vanishing point. So you can see that we have S here. This is the spectator point. So this is where the person is standing and looking at the actual tennis court. So to get a VP2, what they did was they had a green line coming out from S, and it is parallel to one edge of the actual tennis court there. So if I look here, for example, you can see that this line here is parallel to the green line there. Okay, so what they did was they brought a line straight out. So I might just put an arrow in there just to highlight that until it hits the picture plane, and they brought it back down until it hits the horizon line. So we need to repeat that to get the vanishing point 1. So I'm going to have a line that is going to be parallel to the edge there, and I'm going to bring it over until it hits S, which is the spectator point. I'm going to bring it straight up until it hits my picture plane. And now what I can do is I can bring that line at 90 degrees to my picture plane straight down until it hits my horizon line. So now we have VP2 here, and we now have VP1 there. So VP1. So that is part A. We have got our first 3 marks. Part B asks to complete the perspective projection of the tennis court and the net. Okay, so I might go back to the first part of the question. The drawing on the right of the partially completed perspective projection of a tennis court. And what we have here, okay, if you look very clearly or very closely, we actually have the net there complete. Okay, so the way these questions work is the spectator point is joined to the outer edges of whatever it is we want to have a view of. So you can see here, for example, they've already done the net for us, and we have a rectangular shape for the net. Now, it's very important to remember in perspective as well that all points will go back to the vanishing point. So if I look here as well, we can see here we have an end line. Okay, so that end line is going to represent this end line here. And what we could do if we wanted is we could label the actual outer edges of the court. So that's A and B, and I already have A here and B there as well. We have C up here, and we have D here, maybe just to make it easier for us. Now, like I said, all points will go back to the vanishing point. So I'm going to join line B back to the vanishing point, and I'm going to join line A back to the vanishing point. So you can see we now have the outer edges of the actual court itself. But what I need to do now is I need to get how far up it is. Okay, so what I need to do now is I'm going to join point D to my spectator point there. And What's important here is we need to find out where does that line intersect my picture plane. It intersects it here. And I'm going to bring that point back down there then. Okay, so now we can see here that this point here is going to intersect this line up here at this point here, and that is point D. So now I want to repeat that very quickly for point C, but if you're really clever, remember I said all points will go back to a vanishing point. So point D, I can join it to my vanishing point out there like so, and now we actually have an outline of our court there like so. So I can line that in so it stands out a little bit. So that is the outline of the tennis court done.